Shalom, giving all glory and all praise to the Creator, whose name is Yahweh. And in today's video, I'm going to go over some ancient artifacts or archaeology to prove that all 12 tribes of Israel are black or Negro or Negroid descent. Because when you study and read the scriptures, the Torah and the testimony, the quote-unquote so-called Old Testament, there's a whole lot of different precepts and informations that shows you, without a shadow of a doubt, that all Israelites are black and Israelites are not Hispanics or Native Americans of European or Mongolian and Siberian origin. That's a lie. And when you check out the artifacts and the records that's out there, they can attest to the fact that all the Israelites are people of color and that they're all black. For example, I'm going to go into the relief in regards of the Assyrians when the Assyrians conquered the kingdom of Judah. As you can see, I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit. You have a picture over here of an Assyrian holding a Jew or Israelite from the kingdom of Judah. And when you look at his face, you can clearly see that that's a Negro. There's no way of getting around that. Take a look closely. You look at the hair type, and the beard, which is woolly and kinky. And you also look at the facial structure. You look at the lips and the nose. That's a Negro. Can't get no Hispanic out of that. You tell that to all these different Flintstones camps that's out there, they'll try to debate you. You're trying to incorporate other people into our nations, or I should probably say the covenant. Let me see if I can zoom in. No, I can't zoom in anymore. Take a good look at him. You clearly see that it's a black man, a Negro. I'm gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna zoom in. You can clearly see the Assyrians on the left-hand side of the mural or the relief. And over here, all right, you look at the facial structure or the phenotypes, you can clearly see that those Jews or Israelites are black. You look at the nose, the lips, just like the previous one that I showed you, you can clearly see that they're black, that they're Negroes. There's no way of getting around that. They don't look like any pale-faced Mongolian, Siberian, European looking ass Native Americans or Hispanics. Get a Jennifer Lopez out of that. Get a George Lopez out of that. You just can't. You see, the records and the primary sources puts a nail in the coffin. In particular, the scriptures. You can clearly see that they're black. I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to zoom in. And as you can see, look at the phenotype the phenol structure. They all got woolly texture here. Look at the hair on their head and their beard. You can clearly see that they're all Negroes. And you notice on how they got their beards lined up. Because another lie that the camps, and as well as other Israelites, but in particular many of the camps teach, is that it's a sin for you to have a lineup. When you go back and check it out for yourself in the language, in the Shapah Barara, or the Gabarin, the quote-unquote Hebrew, it does not say that. He's really talking about the chin, but that's a whole nother topic and a whole nother subject matter at a whole nother time. This video will only be focusing on showing the phenol structure of the Israelites of all 12 tribes based upon the historical facts that they're all Negroes, that they're all black. You see? Can't get around that. I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to zoom in. I can't zoom in any much further, but it's all good. Look at this picture. Look at the little afro on top of his head, which is a black custom or Negro custom for us to be rocking our afros or even locks, aka dreadlocks and braids. It's not a custom of Hispanics or Native Americans. If you might see any one of them rocking dreadlocks, whole braids, they're just following after our customs. When you look at the face, the phenotype, the phenol structure, you can clearly see that they're all black and they're all Negroes. And these camps, they got an issue with people like me using the terminology of the word black or Negro. Well, I don't give a shit. I can care less. Is it? You clearly see that they're black. I'm gonna go to the next one. One of my favorites. Oh yeah. Take a good look at this. Look at the hair texture, which is woolly, kinky, or nappy. Look at the nose, the phenotype, the phenol structure. There's no way of getting around that. Absolutely no way of getting around that. All 12 tribes were black. They were all of Negroid descent. You see? Can't get no Hispanic, no Native American, no mix, no mutt out of that. But those who come out of the school of thought of One West, of all these different camps out there, they hate that. They don't like this information, but it's too bad. The ancient records is out there. And there's other informations out there also. I like to go to, with the main ones. Give you a nice uppercut, you dig? I'm gonna go to another one. Now watch this. I'm gonna zoom in. Look at the hair, the beard, the nose, the phenotype, the phenol structure. They're all Negroes, they're all black. They don't look nothing like your typical Hispanics or Native American Indians. The only Hispanic people that resemble these people on the wall are the Afro-Latinos. the black Hispanics, the Afro-Latinos of Meso, Central America, and the Caribbean Isle. You see? Take a good look at his face. These coons ain't gonna like that, because they want to allow other people to come in and partake in the covenant. If they want to come in and keep the Torah and become servants and slaves, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But as far as them coming in and trying to steal our culture and our identity, that's false. Nah, it ain't going down like that. That's why you be seeing quite a few of them now teaching that black people are Canaanites, that we're the Hamites and they're the Israelites. After they don't learn this information about this walk life or this way of life of Israel from who? From the people who they call Canaanites. They done sat there and learned all the different breakdowns, that false ass 12 tribe chart, that false language, the Lashon Kodash, from the people who they call Canaanites. But you want to know whose fault is it? It's our fault, because we always want to allow other people to come in and be part of our culture so they can take it over. We do it over and over again, which is sickening. Take a good look at his face. That's a Jew, an Israelite, a black man. I'm gonna go, let's see. I'm gonna go to this one over here. It's a terracotta head of a Semite or a Shemite marked Hebrew. You can find this at the Petrie Museum. I'm gonna zoom in. You look at the hair, the woolly, kinky textured hair, the phenol structure, and the nose. Clearly a black man. No way of getting around that. And we all come in many different shades. Some of us are light skinned, some of us are dark skinned, brown skin, dark chocolate, red bone, you can name it. But the point I'm trying to make you is simply this, that the ancient artifacts that's out there is proving that all 12 tribes are black, that they're all Negroes. Take a good look at his face. I'm gonna go to the next one. Probably my favorite. Can't get around this one. It's the head of an Israelite from Ramses III's temple in the 18th dynasty. If you look, I don't even have to break it down to any of y'all. You can clearly see that it's a Negro. Clearly. Look at the nose. Look at the lips. You look at the locks on his hair. Because another thing that these camps also be teaching, the majority and most of them, we're just going to show that they're totally unlearned. In our scrolls, they're teaching that it's a sin to have dreadlocks, which is not even found in the Torah. But in the meantime, these niggas be worshiping a false deity or false idol, Yahweh shit, or Jesus the crust coming out of the New Testament, but yet you got the audacity and the nerve to say that having dreadlocks or locks is a sin. But as you can see, take a good look at his face. You can clearly see that that's a black man. Can't not get around that. Period. I'm gonna go to another one. Says hold on. Let me zoom in. 20th dynasty, tomb of Ramesses III, 1104, 1153 BC, in the Valley of the Kings. And as you can see, take a good look at the first image. It says Yaoshar, or Israel, and retinue the Levant north of Egypt, which is written in the Meduneter, or in the hieroglyphs. And as you can see, that Israelite that's being depicted on that wall of the tomb of Ramesses III is being depicted as a Negro and a black man. You can clearly see that, based upon the phenotype and the phenol structure. Oh, I can zoom in a little bit more. All right. Now I want you to take a look at the difference between the first and the third one. They both look similar, but based upon the hieroglyph, it says something totally different. The Nehesut, Nubians in Africa, Egypt, and South. The first one is an Israelite, but the second one is a Nubian or a Hamite. Don't it say in the book of Amos, the 9th chapter, are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Yaoshar, or Israel? The Hamites, or the Hamitic people, are also black, or people of color, just like the Israelites are. They got woolly, kinky, nappy textured hair, just like we do. But the only main difference between us is the fact that we're descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they're the people of Ham. And we don't even have the same Y DNA chromosome. We are E1B1A, whereas them on the other end are A1F. So we are not the same people. We are not Africans, and we are not Hamites. As you can see, you can't get no Hispanic or Latino out of that. Let's see. I'm gonna go over here. All right, so this is a painting at the tomb of Reckmeyer, if I'm pronouncing this right. And it depicts, of the 18th dynasty. Reckmeyer, he was like a noble. He was also a vizier during the time of Tutmosis III and Ahmose II. And this is a paint relief in his tomb. The paint relief dates back to the 15th century BCE, if I'm not mistaken, around the 15th dynasty. And it depicts the Israelites, all 12 tribes, northern and southern kingdom, Ephraim, Manasseh, Dan, Issachar, and so on and so forth, as black making mud bricks. You can read about mud bricks in the book of Exodus. Because you got the Kemetic community running around saying that the Israelites was never in captivity and in bondage in ancient Kemet, which is a goddamn lie. You can clearly see the slave master or the taskmaster just sitting down over here with his stick. Take a good look at the phenol structure and the phenotype of the Israelites, the walls of Kemet. I don't see no Hispanic, no Native Americans out of that. There goes the same one over here. I'm gonna zoom in. Take a good look. The Israelites in bondage and captivity in ancient Kemet, making mud bricks. Take a good look. You got the phenotype, the phenol structure. You can clearly look at their face, and you can clearly see that they're black. But these simple-minded camps and other cats will be following after their doctrines. They got an issue with us saying that all Israelites are black and of Negroid descent. They got a problem and an issue with that. It can be substantiated with the scriptures, and it can also be substantiated with history, with primary sources, primary documentations, ancient artifacts, ancient paintings, terracotta heads. We can go on and on and on and on. You see? All Israelites, all 12 tribes, from Judah, Yehuda, all the way down to Issachar, Yashakar, are black. They're all of Negroid descent. So with that, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to say peace and shalom.